The Queen's prized armor has been damaged in a recent battle, and no royal smith can repair it properly. The protagonist is unexpectedly summoned because of his unique skill. The protagonist examines the armor. It is intricate, glowing faintly, and unlike anything he has worked on before. He discovers a hidden message engraved inside the armor, warning that the armor will choose the person worthy to wear it. While repairing it, small magical sparks fly, hinting that the Queen herself is watching his progress. Rumors start circulating in the palace that the person repairing the armor might have a special fate tied to the royal family. Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The clang of hammers and the smell of molten metal filled the royal armory, but today it all felt quieter than usual. Jaren, a human craftsman known for his skill with metals, walked through the heavy oak doors. His boots echoed against the stone floor. He had been summoned to the palace unexpectedly, and the urgency in the royal messenger's voice had made his heart race. "Master Jaren," the messenger had said, "the Queen herself requests your skill. It is important." Jaren was no stranger to the royal court. He had crafted weapons and repaired armor for minor nobles before, but being called directly by the Queen, that was rare. Curiosity and a slight fear twisted in his stomach as he stepped deeper into the armory. At the center of the room lay the Queen's armor. It glimmered even in the dim light, polished silver engraved with delicate patterns that seemed to dance when the torchlight touched them. Yet it was clearly damaged. Deep scratches marred the chest plate, a torn strap hung loose, and faint cracks ran along the gauntlets. Jaren swallowed. This is impressive," he muttered under his breath. "And terrifying." A soft voice called behind him. "You will repair it." He turned sharply. The Queen stood at the doorway, regal as ever, with a calm yet piercing gaze. Her hair shimmered like black silk, and her eyes were sharp, intelligent, and challenging. "Yes, Your Majesty," Jaren said, bowing quickly. "I will do my best." The Queen's lips curled into a faint smile. "This armor is not ordinary. Many have tried to repair it. None have succeeded. The magic within it. It is subtle. It will test you." Jaren felt a chill. Magic. He had heard stories of the Queen's enchanted armor, but he had never believed them. Now, seeing the faint glow along the edges of the breastplate, he wasn't so sure. He knelt beside the armor, examining every crack, every dent. As his hands traced the engravings, he noticed something unusual, a tiny inscription on the inner side of the chest plate. It was faint, almost invisible. "Only the worthy may restore the armor and earn the bond." Jaren frowned. He had no idea what it meant, but the words sent a shiver down his spine. The Queen watched silently, her gaze unwavering. Hours passed as he worked, hammering gently, reshaping dents, and polishing scratches. Sparks danced as he welded pieces together. Every now and then, the armor seemed to hum softly, as if it were alive. The court's whispers had started outside the armory. Servants and nobles, curious about the unusual task, began gathering near the doors. Jaren heard snippets. "Can you believe a human is repairing the Queen's armor? He will fail, mark my words. But what if he succeeds?" He tried to focus, but the attention was distracting. And then something unexpected happened. A spark leapt from the gauntlets, and Jaren felt a strange warmth run through his hands. The armor. It was responding to him. "Impossible," he muttered. "It can't feel anything." The Queen stepped closer, her presence almost magnetic. "It can," she said softly. "It senses strength, will, heart. It chooses." Jaren froze. Chooses. He glanced at the armor. It pulsed faintly, glowing brighter as he touched it. The engraving inside the chest plate seemed to shimmer. Minutes felt like hours. Jaren worked in silence, his hands steady despite the growing tension. The armory was quiet now, except for the faint humming of the armor. Every movement felt like a test, and every spark of light seemed like a judgment. Finally, he reached the final strap, the last piece that held the armor together. He hesitated, then carefully fastened it. For a moment nothing happened. Then, a soft glow emanated from the armor, brighter than before. It shimmered as if alive, and Jaren felt a strange warmth spreading from it into his chest. The door to the armory creaked open. Jaren looked up to see the queen standing there, smiling faintly, her hands folded elegantly. "It seems the armor has made its choice," she said. Jaren blinked. "Choice?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. The queen nodded slowly. "Yes. Whoever can repair it, whoever can withstand its test, is destined to be close to me. Perhaps even bonded, as the armor binds with its wearer." Jaren's mind raced. Bonded. Close to the queen. Surely she was speaking metaphorically, yet the glow of the armor and the whispers outside the armory suggested otherwise. Suddenly, a wave of excitement swept through the court. Servants and nobles who had gathered outside began shouting, barely able to contain themselves. "Groom! Groom! Could it be him? The human chosen by the queen?" Jaren's jaw dropped. He stepped back, unsure if he had heard correctly. The words repeated, louder now, echoing through the hall. He looked at the queen. Her calm smile never wavered. She was watching him, as if waiting to see his reaction. Jaren felt his face flush. This was not what he had expected when he came to the palace that morning. He had only come to repair armor, not to become the center of palace rumors, not to face a destiny that sounded more like a fairy tale than reality. He tried to speak, but the words stuck in his throat. His hands still tingled from the magic of the armor, and his heart raced. The room seemed to shrink around him. The whispers of "Groom! Groom!" were louder now, as if the walls themselves were joining in. The queen finally broke the silence. "Come closer," she said. Her voice was gentle but commanding. "Test it. Wear it. Let us see if the bond is real." Jaren's hands trembled as he reached for the armor again. He had no choice. He had repaired it. The magic had chosen him. Whatever that meant, he had to face it. As he lifted the breastplate, he could feel the court holding its breath. Every eye was on him. The armor's glow seemed to pulse in anticipation. He hesitated, then slowly donned it. Fit perfectly. Not a single strap was too tight or loose. The metal felt as if it had been made for him. The hum of magic grew stronger, and Jaren felt a strange connection, a warmth spreading from the armor into his chest. It was more than protection. It was recognition. The court erupted. Shouts of "Groom! Groom!" echoed through the hall. Jaren's mind spun. He had not expected any of this. He had only wanted to fix the queen's armor. And now, he was at the center of something far greater than he could understand. The queen stepped forward, her eyes shining with something unreadable. "Well done, Jaren," she said softly. "You have passed the test. But this is only the beginning." Jaren swallowed hard. He had no idea what that meant, but one thing was certain. His life had changed forever. And as the court continued shouting, the magic of the armor pulsed gently, almost like it was laughing. Jaren stood in the center of the royal hall, the glow from the armor still pulsing faintly around him. The court's whispers had turned into shouts of excitement. "Groom! Groom!" echoed off the stone walls. Jaren's heart pounded. He had repaired the queen's armor. He had never imagined that such a simple act could place him at the center of palace attention, or make him a part of an ancient royal bond. The queen's eyes met his, calm and unreadable, yet full of meaning. "The armor has chosen you," she said softly. "Now you must understand its power." Jaren swallowed hard. "Power," he repeated, feeling the weight of every eye in the room. "Yes," she replied. "This armor is not mere metal. It responds to its wearer. Strength, courage, loyalty. It tests all of them. And now it is connected to you. You have passed its trial. Jaren looked down at the armor. Its silver plates shimmered faintly, almost like liquid light. As he flexed his arms, the gauntlets adjusted perfectly, the metal responding as if it had a mind of its own. A shiver ran through him. He could feel it. This armor wasn't just protective. It was alive in some way, bonded to his very spirit. A murmur ran through the court. A human, chosen by the queen herself. Could he really be worthy? Look at how it fits him. Perfectly. Jaren tried to speak, but no words came. The room felt like it was holding its breath. The queen stepped forward. Come closer, she said. Let the court see what you are capable of. Jaren hesitated. Every instinct in him screamed caution. He was just a craftsman, not a warrior. But the glow of the armor seemed to urge him forward. Slowly, he walked toward the center of the hall. As he moved, the armor hummed softly, its light brightening with each step. The court gasped. Jaren could feel eyes on him, some full of awe, others of envy. The whispers returned, louder now, but tinged with fear and suspicion. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the far end of the hall. A group of nobles, clearly unhappy with a human being placed in such a position, barged in. Their faces were twisted with anger and jealousy. You dare wear the queen's armor? One of them shouted. You are only a craftsman. Step aside. Jaren's heart raced. He didn't want conflict. He had only repaired the armor. But before he could respond, the armor itself reacted. The plates shifted slightly, forming a protective barrier around him. The hum grew louder, almost like a roar. The nobles froze, their mouths open in disbelief. They could see the glow of magic moving through the armor, connecting to Jaren. It wasn't just metal, it was alive. Jaren's fear began to fade. A strange calmness replaced it. He felt the strength of the armor flowing through him. Carefully he raised his hands. I do not seek a fight, he said firmly. But I will protect the queen and this palace if anyone threatens it. The nobles exchanged nervous glances. They had come to challenge him, but now it was clear. They had underestimated him. The armor pulsed with energy, and Jaren felt as if he could stand against 100 men. The queen's voice rang out, calm and commanding. Enough. The armor has chosen wisely. Jaren, you are under my protection. The hall fell silent. Even the loudest voices bowed to her authority. Jaren looked down at the armor. It hummed gently, almost approvingly. He could feel a connection, not just to the metal but to the queen herself. The court erupted again, but this time with joy. Groom! Groom! They shouted, clapping and cheering. Jaren's face flushed. He had never imagined such a thing could happen to him. The queen approached, her smile softening. You have shown courage and skill, Jaren. Not only have you repaired the armor, but you have also proven yourself worthy of the bond it grants. This is an honor rare and ancient. Few have ever experienced it. Jaren's mind raced. Bond. Honor. He still barely understood it. But the warmth of the armor spreading through him was undeniable. He felt different, stronger, braver, almost chosen. Before he could respond, a small, urgent voice spoke from the crowd. One of the palace guards hurried forward. Your Majesty, there is a disturbance near the eastern gate. It appears someone is trying to breach the palace. The queen's eyes narrowed. Jaren, it seems your skills are needed immediately. Protect the palace and me. The armor will guide you. Jaren's heart pounded, but he felt ready. The glow from the armor surged, and he realized it wasn't just protective. It enhanced his senses, his reflexes, even his courage. He ran toward the eastern gate, the court gasping at the sight of him moving like lightning, the armor shimmering as if alive. At the gate, a group of masked intruders had gathered. They were armed and dangerous, clearly intending to attack the palace. Jaren raised his hands, and the armor responded. Silver light flowed along his arms and chest, forming a barrier. The intruders charged. But Jaren was faster. He dodged, blocked, and moved with precision he had never known he possessed. Each strike, each movement was guided by the armor. It was as if the metal itself anticipated his actions. The Queen's voice rang in his mind, calm and steady. "Focus, Jaren. Protect. You are chosen." With one final surge of energy, Jaren struck the intruder's leader, disarming him and sending the rest fleeing. The palace was safe. The court, who had followed the events from a distance, erupted into cheers. "Groom! Groom! The human has protected the Queen." Jaren stood panting, the armor glowing softly around him. He could hardly believe what had happened. He had only come to repair a suit of armor, and now he had defended a kingdom. The Queen approached him, placing a hand gently on his shoulder. "You have proven yourself, Jaren. The armor has bonded with you, and so have I. From this day forward, your life is tied to the palace and to me. But this is only the beginning. The bond carries responsibilities, and adventures yet to come." Jaren nodded slowly, a mixture of awe, fear, and excitement in his chest. The whispers of the court surrounded him again, louder than ever. "Groom! Groom! Groom!" For the first time, Jaren allowed himself to smile. He had never imagined such a fate. He had only repaired the Queen's armor. And now, his life had changed forever. As the court celebrated, the armor pulsed softly like a heartbeat. Jaren could feel it, guiding him, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. And somewhere deep inside, he knew this was only the start of a journey that would test his courage, his skill, and his heart like never before.